Hey guys, welcome back to Fantasy Tips. Julian here for another Drops episode. And as usual, in this episode, we're going to go through which forwards and defensemen that you should consider dropping from your team for Week 10 of the fantasy hockey season. Now, before we jump into it, guys, drop a like and hit that subscribe button if you haven't yet subscribed to this channel. If not, why not? I'm putting out so much fantasy content every single week, making sure that you guys have the right ads and drops every single week of your fantasy season. Now, this week was kind of a crazy one, and we just saw Jacob Trouba get traded to the Anaheim Ducks. Now, what are the fantasy implications of that trade? Well, we've seen Radko Gudas go to the Ducks and still manage to put up some really solid peripherals and still stay fantasy relevant. I'm expecting Jacob Trouba to do something similar. Now, he doesn't hit quite as much as Gudas does, but the rest of his peripherals are pretty good. He shoots, he blocks, and he does hit quite a bit. And I'm still expecting him to put up a point every so often. I'm not expecting top power play time from him. I think Zellweger has proven himself that he can be that top power play guy in Anaheim. So maybe Trouba gets PP2 time. That remains to be seen. But still, I think he might have some fantasy relevance. If you do want to take a shot on Jacob Trouba, Anaheim does still get those Monday and Wednesday off nights, so he definitely will fit in your lineup. So if you want to give him a 2-game trial period, that's definitely an option for you. Okay, let's jump into the drops this week, and first on the list I have Roope Hintz of the Dallas Stars. And if you guys watched my waiver wire video, the Dallas Stars and the Washington Capitals this week have awful schedules. They only play on Thursday and Saturday, and those are incredibly busy nights. Now, look at your schedule on Thursday and Saturday. You're probably going to end up benching Roope Hintz anyway because he hasn't been very good this year, and he is a natural center, so I'm sure you have so many options to put at center in your lineups. So he may not be playing for you at all this week. And honestly, guys, if you are in a shallow league, Roope Hintz is droppable. There are better options at this point on the waiver wire. If you're in a deep league, I would still hang on to him because obviously if Robertson starts catching fire, Hintz could also start playing better and getting more points. But I'm not overly optimistic about the rest of the season for Roope Hintz. Jamie Benn is another guy who's an easy drop this week because, again, Dallas has an awful schedule. He's a third liner. Yeah, he's great when the Dallas Stars have a favorable schedule like last week. But on a week like this, I doubt you're going to be putting Jamie Benn into your lineup at all. Swap him out for someone who plays on the off nights, a Rangers, a Buffalo, or an Anaheim Ducks player. Patrick Kane of the Detroit Red Wings just hasn't been very good this year, just returned from injury, and honestly didn't look great in his return either. So he's not putting up a lot of points. He's not putting up a lot of peripherals. He's ranked 400 plus in most leagues. He's a drop in all but the deepest leagues. William Karlsson is also a drop right now for Vegas. They don't have the greatest schedule this week, and he's a third line center, not putting up a lot of points or peripherals. He's an easy drop. Casey Middlestat is a second-line center in Colorado. You'd think he'd be doing better with the return of Valerian Nichushkin. He's not. He's gone pointless in like 8 straight games or something crazy like that. He's no longer getting power play one time. He's an easy drop as well, considering he's a natural center. And there are plenty of those in your free agency, I'm sure. On defense, Alex Pietrangelo has not been very good lately. Yes, he got selected to Team Canada. Does that mean he's good fantasy-wise? No. He's not been putting up a lot of points, and even the peripherals haven't been quite as plentiful as of late. Obviously, if you are in a deep league, you're not dropping Alex Pietrangelo. He can turn things around. But if you're in a shallow one with plenty of defensemen and forwards and other options available, you definitely can consider dropping Pietrangelo for someone that you like this week. Thomas Harley is another easy drop this week. Again, Dallas only plays on the 2 busiest nights of the week, so if you have more than 4 defensemen on your lineup, you're probably benching Harley this week anyway, and he's been useless all year long. He's been rank 200 to 250 plus in most leagues, and he's just not putting up a lot of points and a lot of peripherals. I'm shocked that he's still owned in more than 70% of leagues. Noah Hannafin is another guy who has been pretty useless all year. He puts up points occasionally, but it's not consistent at all, and the peripherals just haven't been very good this year either, so he's a pretty easy drop. Rasmus Sandin is probably the easiest drop of this entire video, guys. The Capitals have an awful schedule. Yes, he's overperformed this year. I'm not expecting that to continue, so get rid of him in your lineup. Dmitry Orlov of the Carolina Hurricanes is the only one on this list that I would consider maybe hanging on to if there's nobody else on your waiver wire, just because Carolina does have a decent schedule this week. They play Tuesday, Friday, and Sunday. If you have room on Tuesday for him, then you probably have room for him all 3 days. But he's been pretty useless, and I'm not really expecting any points from him this week. So if there's somebody else out there that you might want to pick up instead for the off nights, it may be a better option than Dmitry Orlov. And that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching all the way through. If you enjoyed the content, drop a like and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Thanks so much, guys, and I'll catch you in the next episode of Fantasy Tipped.